Right friends, welcome back to 8th part. This is a recap of the events in 2016. We deliberated about on-tap licensing. What is meant by on-tap licensing? That we have deliberated, and the difference between universal banks as well as the differentiated banks we deliberated in detail. And on-tap licensing means an organization can apply for the banking license at any time without having to wait for the banking regulator to open the window. So we deliberated about on-tap licensing, and at the same time for universal banks, important aspects which stipulates a minimum capital of rupees 500 crore, whereas for payments banks as well as small finance banks, minimum capital is rupees 100 crore. Some important cabinet decisions, one of them is Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill 2016. Here, increase in compensation in hit and run cases from rupees 25,000 to rupees 2 lakhs. Second important point is payment of compensation up to rupees 10 lakh in road accident fatalities. And the aim of the government is to reduce road accidents up to 50% in 5 years. Then another important aspect is central government decided to reduce the total number of centrally sponsored schemes. Centrally sponsored schemes will be reduced from 66 to 30, and here they will be bifurcated into core of core, core and optional schemes. And this is based on the subcommittee's report or subgroup of chief ministers headed by Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister. This thing please don't forget. And during the year, another aspect is with regard to Punji and SEBI. And SEBI stated that Punji schemes means the schemes which announce exorbitant interest rates. So Punji schemes do not fall under the regulatory purview of SEBI, and SEBI stated these are banned under Price Chit and Money Circulation Banning Act of 1978, and the act is central government act, but state governments have to control this Punji. Right? These are the observations of SEBI. Goods and services tax we deliberated in detail, and please go through this. Except the basic customs duty, all these taxes are going to be subsumed. That is one part, and certain aspects are kept out of GST, and some of them will be brought gradually into the GST framework. And advantages of GST I have given here. Then if you look at the procedure, GST bill is to be ratified, and it was already ratified by 50% of the states legislatures, and this process was completed, and now GST council deliberations are going on. And here integrated GST, state GST, central GST, 3 types will be there. State GST, central GST, you may not have any doubt, but when it comes to integrated GST, it is levied by the center on interstate sale of goods and services. This is one important aspect. And then GST network is created, and it led to controversy because it was created as a private limited company with the majority shareholding by private sector financial enterprises. If you look at some cabinet decisions, one important decision is amendments to the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. Here, expectant mothers' paid leave is increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. This is one important aspect. Then another aspect is mandatory provision for CREC in respect of establishments having 50 or more employees. This is another aspect. Then amendments to Factories Act 1948. This is with regard to increasing overtime hours from 50 to 100 hours and from 75 hours to 125 hours depending on the type of establishment, basically to improve ease of doing business, at the same time to give boost to the manufacturing sector. Then other aspect is compensatory afforestation bill was passed. This is one important legislation. I will tell you the basic thing is here whatever money required for compensatory afforestation, because of diversion of forest land to other purposes, will be kept separately under non-lapsable public account. That is the theory behind this compensatory afforestation. I have given framework in the flow chart, please go through it. And finally, the funds will be maintained under non-lapsable public account. That is one important aspect. Then important bills were passed. These bills pertaining to Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 2016, Dentists Amendment Bill 2016, basically admission to medical and dental courses across the country, both government as well as the private colleges, will be done through single common entrance test from 2017-18. The name of the test is National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, or NEET. Then the next one is Binomy Transactions Prohibition Amendment Bill was passed. Here imprisonment up to 7 years is stipulated. And what is the definition of binomy? That is stipulated under this act, and it amended Binomy Properties Transactions Prohibition Act 1988. Then 4 acts amendments were made. One is the SURFACE Act, the other one is Recovery of Debts Due to Banks and Financial Institutions Act 1993. And 2 things don't forget, based on SURFACE Act, ARCs were established and debt recovery tribunals are established based on Recovery of Debts Act of 1993. These things don't forget. If you look at other aspects, no separate rail budget from 2017-18. Rail budget will be amalgamated into general budget, that is the one part, and at the same time budget will be presented during the last week of January, or you can say at the most first week of February from 2017-18. What is the purpose of it? It is basically to avoid vote on account. And next one is National Committee on Trade Facilitation was set up. It is headed by Cabinet Secretary. You may ask, what is the need for it? The need for it came into focus because of the reason India is a signatory to Trade Facilitation Agreement. And the next one is Center plans to collect rupees 400 to rupees 500 crore annually for contribution to NMET. What is NMET? NMET is National Mineral Exploration Trust. And here mineral leaseholders have to contribute 2% of the royalty to NMET. So this is one important aspect. And another important aspect is Nuclear Suppliers Insurance Policy was unveiled. India created rupees 1500 crore. India Nuclear Insurance Pool was created primarily by GIC-RE along with other insurers. That is one part. And it is a 27th Global Nuclear Insurance Pool. Please don't forget, and it will address third party liability insurance under Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act 2010. And after establishing this India Nuclear Insurance Pool, the first insurance company, that is New India Assurance, Bombay based general insurance company, created India's, or you can say issued India's first nuclear suppliers insurance policy. So these things very important. We deliberated on financial bill and money bill. Here, what are various types of bills and what are various issues pertaining to Article 110(1) of the Constitution. And similarly, we have deliberated about financial bills category A, financial bills category B. This is very important from examination perspective. Please view that capsule. Then NGOs and Lokpal Act 2013 was amended. You may ask, what is the necessity for amendment? Because previously under public servants, as per 2013 Act, under public servant, in addition to government employees, senior management of NGOs were also included. And so as to remove that anomaly, now that was amended. Right? Look into the next one. Andhra Pradesh and special category status we deliberated, and special category status was the concept originated in 1970s. At present in our country, 11 states enjoy special category status. Then if you look at the next one, trial run on National Waterway number 1, and India has got at present 111 national waterways. This is National Waterway number 1. Trial run was held. National Waterway 1 passes through 4 states of the country. Then FATF and money laundering and terrorist financing. Here FATF is intergovernmental body making policies with regard to this money laundering. So this is Financial Action Task Force. We deliberated about it. And the next one is Board of Reserve Bank approved transfer of rupees 65,876 crores to the central government, because central government promoted RBI, so the money is transferred to central government. So here how RBI earns money, I have given various points if you want to go through it. Then Bank of England announced term funding scheme. This is another scheme for easy money policy. So this is another type of easy money policies adopted by the advanced economies. Please go through it. Then anti-dumping duty on hot rolled flat steel products was imposed, and here based on the recommendations of DGAD, this is imposed by Ministry of Finance. Then fixed term contract, this is very important. Fixed term contract in textile sector is allowed. This facilitates hiring and firing as and when textile sector want. Olympics and India, we deliberated in detail, and here PV Sindhu became the first woman silver medal winner in Olympics, and individual silver medal winners we have listed out here before independence as well as after independence. Similarly, SAKSHI Malik became the 4th woman bronze winner in Olympics. Then incendiary weapons, we deliberated about incendiary weapons. Incendiary weapons are just like fire bombs, and as per the protocol, they are banned in civilian areas. So if someone talks about incendiary weapons, the convention stipulates that they are banned in civilian areas. That is very important. Then conventional weapons are based on Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons or Inhumane Weapons Convention. Then if you look at other aspects, minimum broadband speed will be raised from 512 kbps to 2 mbps stated by the minister. Then the next one is the Farakka barrage. This is into the news during the year because Bihar blamed Farakka barrage for the floods in Bihar. So please look into this slide. This is the location of Farakka barrage in West Bengal. Right friends, this ends part 8. Please do join for 9th part. Have a nice day. Thank you.